Yo, what's going on, my otakus? It's Venomousfatman here. Here's a brand new OTGT for all you guys out there. So this is my review of Gears of War 3. Now, most of you guys know, I don't think it's any secret now, my console got Red Ring of Death, but there was no way in hell that I was missing out on playing this game. So, called up a couple buddies, went over to a friend's house, sat down, started playing the campaign, started playing multiplayer, started playing a little bit of beast mode. It was happening, people. So, bottom line was this. Here's what I think about Gears of War 3. So, if you guys don't know already, Gears of War 3 is pretty much the kind of epic, pun intended, conclusion to the Gears of War trilogy, or a franchise for the most part. I think there's still going to be more games down the line, but for the main story, for Marcus Phoenix and stuff like that, this kind of wraps everything up. So, not going to spoil any story elements for those of you that still haven't played the game yet, but there's quite a few out there that have already. So, this game is big. It's got up to 4-player co-op, which is pretty fun. I have to say it's a really big improvement because, in all honesty, this is something that what should have been in Gears 2, which I'm kind of going to get more into in a minute. But the 4-player co-op for the story was really awesome. I thought it was amazing. Got a chance to play it for a little while, hang out, talk to my friends, with all of us being there, hooking up all the Xboxes and stuff. It was pretty dope. I really enjoyed it. It was awesome. Campaign was cool. Besides that, jumped into some multiplayer. We did both. Well, not both, but Horde, Beast Mode, and Team Deathmatch. The first one we did was actually Team Deathmatch, which, standard Team Deathmatch, Warzone execution and stuff like that, as well as a couple of the other game modes that they have to offer in there. So, overall, here's my thing with it. Bottom line, okay, everything as a package after playing all these different modes and after spending some significant time with the game. I have to say, the best part about this Gears of War 3 game is that it's the best in the Gears franchise, graphically, as far as story-wise, and also with gameplay elements as well, with all the different game modes that are different from the other two past Gears. And the leveling system, by the way, because you don't just level up just by doing online Xbox Live matches. You could also level up by playing a bunch of the different modes. You may not level up as much as you normally would, but you still level up nonetheless, unlocking different things, different character skins, things like that. That's pretty cool. I thought that was a great addition that Cliffy B, messed up his name, Cliffy B decided to actually add into Gears of War 3. I think that was cool. That also could have been added as an update to Gears of War 2, in my opinion, to kind of test it out, but I'm glad it's finally here and it actually works really well. Most colorful Gears game, really good story, gameplay elements as far as modes is pretty cool. Here's my only problem with Gears of War 3, and it's the same problem I've been having since Gears of War 1 and Gears of War 2. I still think that some balancing and tweaking to the actual balance and the power of some of the guns needs to be made, because like in Gears of War 1 and like in Gears of War 2, most of the kills that I see people, including myself, that are getting their kill counts up and usually doing the most damage with the weapons is not coming from most of the other kind of like wide variety of weapons that the game has to offer. It's mostly just coming from the standardized power weapons, boom shot, the sniper rifle, and of course, the shotguns. The shotgun is probably one of the most... It's supposed to be, kind of like side weapon, but right about now, as far as people playing the game, it's probably the most influential and probably the most, popular gun used in the Gears of War franchise. You would think that the Lancer would be much more used because it's kind of like their kind of, headlining gun. It's like one of their, I guess you could call it a mascot if you would. But for the most part, people that play online via multiplayer mostly use shotguns because you could roll up, shotgun somebody in the face. If you're close enough, you could get an instant kill like that. You could kind of dodge around or whatnot while people are trying to reload their bullets and stuff. Boom, shotgun, it's a wrap. Now, on top of that, they have kind of like an alternate version of the shotgun, which is the saw-off, which is kind of like a Glock. No, not a Glock, but like a pump-action shotgun. You reload faster, but it does significantly more damage. And if anything, in my opinion, from what I've experienced and what I've seen, you could actually get bigger, more kills, at a longer distance than what you could with the regular Mauler. I think it's called the regular shotgun that everybody uses. But the point is that this is the same type of thing we've been seeing for the past 2 games already. And in my opinion, if they really want to kind of balance everything out, which they should have done, and they really want to kind of diversify the playing field and make this Gears of War game much more different than the previous 2, they need to kind of level the playing fields with all the guns. Now, that doesn't go to say that the power weapons need to kind of be like significantly decreased, because a boom shot's a boom shot. It's an explosive. It's like a rocket launcher. Same thing goes for a sniper rifle. It's a sniper rifle. You could kill people from a distance. I thought those weapons were pretty good. They're power weapons, like they're supposed to be. However, when it comes to weapons like the Lancer, like the Hammerburst, like the pistols, You know, I hardly see anybody using the pistols unless, you know, somebody gets a meat shield. There's hardly anybody uses those. Or even the big Glock pistol, which I thought was a cool gun. Hardly anybody uses those when I was actually playing the game. Something needs to be done maybe to boost up those weapons or even continuously, limit the amount of power that the shotgun has. Because, like I said, I'm still seeing people just run around just with shotguns. Very few people in the games that I played were running around with lancers. You know, more people run more with hammer bursts than they did lancers, but there was still significantly not enough people, in my opinion. So, hopefully in some patches down the line, they could probably patch it up to make it a little more kind of like a diverse playing field. That would be good. You know, some people would argue against that and say that, you know, it's the perfect balance for a Gears game, but I still see these problems, and I still remember these problems all the way back from when we were still playing Gears of War 1, that everybody was complaining, and they were even still complaining about Gears of War 2, about the shotguns in that game. They're still the same thing, in my opinion. It's just the same stuff, different day. So, hopefully, Cliffy B could actually try to tweak it a little bit, and I think if he does that, he'll have the most balanced and probably the most gameplay mechanic-wise perfect Gears game out of the entire franchise. So, that's just me, guys. You know, you guys may feel differently. Put it in the comment section below if you do. I don't mind. Just keep it civil. Besides that, what needs to be said about Gears? Like I said, Gears of War 3, best one in the franchise. I did not get to play as much Beast mode, but I gotta say, that is a very cool mode. It's a completely kind of different take on like Horde mode almost. If anything, I found myself, you know, kind of exploring the different kind of units you could actually be, you know, from the big kind of like boomer-looking guys, you know, the mauling guys with the little, the maces and stuff. So even kind of like the Berserker, if you get a lot of money, you get down the line really far, you could actually become, this kind of Berserker, the ones that you have to kill with the Hammer of Dawn in the previous games. That was pretty cool. I think that's awesome. It's even funny sometimes. I saw a couple dudes running around with a ticker and whatnot. I even saw in a DSP's video, he did the same thing, where he was running around the ticker and started killing like 2 or 3 dudes at once. I think that's kind of funny. But just the fact that you're able to kind of take a backseat from the gears themselves or the cogs and actually go and play as the enemy for once, I think that's pretty cool. And the fact that it's outside of traditional multiplayer, that's awesome. But one thing though that I did notice, even though I didn't kind of get to the full, I don't know exactly how many waves of of beast mode there are. Maybe there's probably like 50 or something. I could be wrong. If you guys have checked it out, go ahead, let me know. But at the time that I played, I know that the further down you get, the harder it gets, because if anything, that's a mode that you need like 4 people to play, because it gets significantly harder. So I can only imagine trying to attempt that solo or just with one other person. You're going to really kind of pull your hair out, you know, as far as how difficult it could actually get. But even with that, Horde mode, pretty awesome. Really, really cool. Fun to play still, especially with 4 or 5 people like that. Pretty fun. Bottom line, I like Gears of War 3. I think it's awesome. Just if you do those little tweaks like that, Cliffy B, you'll have a perfect Gears game. So anyway, that's just my opinion, guys. Leave your comments and video responses. I don't mind. Just keep it civil. Let me know what you guys think of Gears of War 3. If you guys love it, you hate it. Do you like any of the previous Gears of War games better than this one? Or do you think this is the definitive Gears of War game for the franchise? So, put in the comment section below. Talk to you guys again soon. Peace out, everybody. Stay epic.